Roll it up, turn it up, it's Alabama folk. Jack, Jeff, Trev in the booth, yeah, you already know. From Tuscaloosa nights to the Saturday lights, breaking down the ties, every wrong, every right. Got the insight, fire, and the Bama pride. When the Crimson's on the line, we alone for the ride. Bama voices on the call, we gon' break it all down. Roll it up, from the rumble in the trenches to the kings of the crown. Yeah, the tide runs deep and the show runs strong. Jack, Jeff, Trev, keep it rolling all season long. Every snap, every play, every headline drop. If it's Bama on the field, you know we never stop. Fast take, big stakes, tide talk all day. Alabama by CFB, we don't play. Christian spirit in the air, let the good times flow. Times flow. Roll it up, only one place to be when you love.
I'll break it all down. Well, theme song stuck in my head, isn't it, good buddy? Good evening and welcome to tonight's edition of Alabama Primetime Live from yours truly, Jackson Johnson and Trevion Ware, as we're going to be going over our take on some of our guys in the Senior Bowl and much, much more news, all right here on Alabama with the Voice of College Football. And let me tell you something, it's going to be a wild ride. How you doing tonight, good buddy?
Doing good. Ready to check out some of this top-tier talent Alabama has at the Senior Bowl. They also have a couple players at the Shrine Bowl, but just happy to see, the pre-draft process start for some of these guys that are hoping to get their names called this April in the NFL draft. It seems like last year we were just looking at players like Jalen Milroe and other players like that getting their opportunity. So now we're seeing a bunch of 2026 get ready for this NFL draft. So I'm just excited.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. And, from getting the theme song stuck in the head to going over some of the great magic that's coming our way from the Senior Bowl on what our guys are bringing. It's going to be all right here as this show is presented by FanDuel, where you can get top-notch predictions in the world of men's and women's college basketball. Upcoming way too early predictions for the 2026 college football season. Predictions for Super Bowl 60, NBA, and much, much more. All right there. And I got to tell you, the odds on Alabama, Missouri, Alabama's a 10.5 favorite against the Missouri basketball Tigers. I got to tell you, it's looking pretty good since it's in Tuscaloosa, but Alabama will have to make sure they don't let themselves get knocked out of this one.
Yeah, definitely looking for a bounce back spot for the men's Alabama basketball team. Nate Oates and those boys coming off a couple tough losses, losing to Tennessee on Saturday, and I believe it was like another one before that. I forgot which opponent it was, but coming off at least 2 straight losses. So definitely looking for some bounce back tonight. That's exactly why you want to tap in with our partners at FanDuel. They'll have everything you need, especially if you want to get some action on tonight's game. Obviously, my favorite player that I like to bet on the Alabama basketball men's team is LeBaron Philon. So they'll have props like that: player assists, player rebounds, player points, just things of that nature. The over, the under. So anything you need, FanDuel has definitely got it for you out there. They'll get you squared away and ready to play. So we definitely thank our partners at FanDuel who powered this show. And I also want to give a shout out to the men's basketball team tonight as they look to bounce back in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a good one. Like me personally, I think I'm just going to pick Alabama straight up against Missouri. To beat the spread, that's chancing it, in my opinion. That's chancing it too much.
Yeah, I definitely think tonight will be a good bounce back spot for Alabama basketball. So yeah, the spread the money line might be the best way to go. So yeah, looking for a good night at Alabama men's basketball, but also talking some Senior Bowl down there in Mobile, Alabama. Alabama having 3 players down there in Tim Keenan, having Josh Cuevas, and having LT Overton down there. 3 of Alabama's main leaders this past season, looking to see them show out against other NFL hopeful talent as well.
Oh man, it's gonna be fun seeing what the Crimson Tide's bringing, because we're gonna show you the measurements in just a little bit. There it is from our guy Brody Smith at Crimson coverage. I mean, this is going to be good because I'm excited because we've got Cuevas and Keenan and Overton. You're going to see a little bit of the highlights in just a bit, to see what these guys are bringing.
Yeah, and just seeing how each player measured out pretty much. We knew Josh Cuevas was going to measure out pretty well, him being 6'3", 252 pounds. Tim Keenan being 6'1", 320 pounds. And LT Overton, that was kind of a shock to me seeing his height. Obviously, on the Alabama football roster, he was 6'5", but the measurements at Mobile said 6'2", but maybe 6'5" in cleats. But that doesn't stop his effectiveness as well. So Alabama gets a pretty good representation down there at Mobile today and throughout this week as they get ready for the Senior Bowl this weekend.
Oh, man. So we've got some highlights of LT Overton. They're going to pull up in just a little bit.
Yeah, just showing some players going through drills and things of that nature. Also, just going through drills in front of NFL scouts as well. So, you never know who's watching in those times. Those Alabama has had past players like Q Robinson and players like that kind of increase their stock at the Senior Bowl. So this is definitely an important time for those young men as they look to embark on their NFL career. So definitely wishing them the best.
Yeah, because I mean, here's what we're going to be seeing. Although we saw Jeremiah Wright having his good moment against LT Overton, we'll show you the good moments that LT Overton was having. Okay, not this one, but we're gonna show you. We're gonna show you some good plays, but not that one. So that's not looking good so far, but it's not the end of the world. No worries. So it's like we've got some good days for Keenan. Oh, here's another one. Got Larry Rudolph for the highlights of LT Overton. And he's pretty excited. And we've got a wild chat. We've got the chat coming in tonight. It's going to be awesome seeing what's happening. And let's see. Yeah, he does move well for his size. He's coming in. He's excited.
Yeah, definitely excited to see a player like LT Overton be back in his hometown of Mobile, Alabama, and be able to show what he's got in front of these NFL scouts and stuff like that. So as soon as we can get these clips up, definitely be happy to show the audience what we've seen as well. But
like we've got some highlights of Josh Cuevas to show you. So while we wait for Overton, we're going to show you some highlights of Cuevas. There you go.
Yeah, Josh Cuevas just doing what he always did in the Alabama Crimson Tide uniform, finding ways in the soft spot of that defense to get open. So definitely impressed of what I've seen of Josh Cuevas so far in his Pro Bowl practices because, he's definitely going to be a sneaky player for some type of offensive coordinator that's looking for a tight end with reliable hands. And Josh Cuevas, he did nothing but show that every time the opportunity presented himself in a Crimson Tide uniform. So I'm definitely excited to see what he can bring to the table this weekend in Mobile.
Oh, man. And we've got some more, from Travis May from A to Z Sports NFL. We've got another highlight of Cuevas. Let's go ahead and show it, shall we? Here we go. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, Josh Cuevas, like I said, just being the quarterback's best friend. That's something that NFL executives, NFL talent evaluators will definitely see quickly out of Josh Cuevas this weekend in Mobile. Just how he was able to be a reliable security blanket for the quarterback, similar to how he was with Ty Simpson this past year, similar to how he was with Jalen Milroe the year before. So definitely not a surprise to me to see Josh Cuevas already turning some heads down there in Mobile, and I'm definitely looking to see him what he can do this weekend when the pads are officially on and TV is rolling and they are playing in that Senior Bowl. But
Here we go. We've got the highlight squared away now. We've got it. We've got old Keenan. Here we go. Getting a stretch in. He's getting excited. He's getting ready.
Yeah, like I said, Tim Keenan being a Mobile, Alabama native and stuff like that, definitely surreal just to see him finally, finally make this step to the NFL. It seemed like he was at Alabama forever. Definitely one of the staples of Alabama's defense over the past couple seasons. So definitely happy to see Tim Keenan get this opportunity to kind of show what he's got at the next level.
Oh yeah, like we're gonna see more of that magic coming our way from him, and we've got some highlights of Tim Keenan as well from Billy M. Shout out to Billy M. Here it is. Dude.
Yeah, and Tim Keenan just doing what he's always done in an Alabama uniform as well. You see his running mate LT Overton over there on the side, kind of collapsing the pocket of those offensive lines. That's something that we got accustomed to seeing Tim Keenan do for several years in the Crimson Tide uniform. So this here is not surprising at all to see the big man make the plays that he's making for sure. So I'm definitely impressed and not surprised what I've seen so far that Tim Keenan and LT Overton be able to do versus other top tier talent around college football who are also trying to make the jump to the NFL. So I'm definitely I'm actually proud to see that type of stuff for sure.
And we got another highlight of him making some smooth moves. And here it is from Ross McCorkle. Like I think that's his name. Let me see. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, just like you said, moves pretty good for his size, showing that lateral quickness, side to side, going through the bag drills and stuff like that. It's pretty cool to see a big dude like that, over 320 pounds, over 6 foot move so gradually, but that's what he was able to do at Alabama, and it's just also exciting to see him move so good off that ankle because I'm pretty sure Alabama fans remember he missed the start of last season with a tight rope ankle surgery. So looks like that ankle is fully healed and he's ready to go as he makes his stride for the NFL this offseason.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna show a little bit. We've got here we go. We've got another one from Josh Taylor. Here we go. And it's still loading on us. But I can tell you, it's going to be fun seeing what LT Overton brings for 2026 when he's a rookie. Like whoever gets him is going to be very happy.
Yeah, a lot of teams, a lot of teams looking for rotational depth in their defensive line room. Tim Keenan and LT Overton are definitely guys that can fit that bill for NFL teams. We just saw Quay Robinson flash for the Denver Broncos and pick up his first sack this past weekend. Even though the Broncos did lose, he did pick up his first sack on Drake May this past weekend. So that's what those type of players bring to the table. Not a lot of high draft stock, but that's what they go to Mobile to do to build that draft stock to over time. This time next year they could be also in the NFL playoffs, possibly potentially helping the team try to make that push to the Super Bowl and get them over the hump. So I'm definitely just excited to see what Mobile entails for all Alabama Crimson Tide former players.
Oh man, it's gonna be a wild ride seeing what all these guys bring, and whoever gets Cuevas is gonna be really happy. I'm excited to see what we're gonna see from the Senior Bowl on Saturday.
Yeah, most definitely. I already know whenever they do get their opportunities to play, whether they started or not, they're gonna make you're gonna know that that's an Alabama football player just with how sound and technique they are, and how disciplined and how the motor each player plays with. So I'm definitely excited for those three for sure.
Oh man, it's gonna be fun, no doubt. And we got Jonathan Lewis from the Bama Standard Network coming in the chat. What's up, fellas? Roll Tide. What's up? Good to see you, man. We are
What's
glad
up,
to see you.
Jonathan? Roll Tide to you as well, sir.
Roll Tide, roll. Getting ready. Only 221 days till kickoff for the 2026 season for the Crimson Tide. And we got Rough Rider coming in the chat and Jonathan Lewis coming in and sending some films to us. Well, we appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Y'all
Definitely
tune into
appreciate that.
Jonathan Lewis. Y'all tune into the magic that he's always creating on the Bama Standard Narrative. Y'all tune in all right there. I can tell you he is a great insight in recruiting and in all of Alabama football. Like I recommend you check him out. And we got
We definitely
Godfather.
appreciate Jonathan Lewis as well. And also want to give a big shout out to Godfather. Appreciate Godfather always checking in on us every day, giving us the engagement and stuff like that. We definitely appreciate him as well. I didn't mean to cut you off, Jax. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good. It's just we're so excited to see everybody all in here in the chat tonight. It's just we're glad you're here, Godfather. Thank you for tuning in. And he's bringing out the number one foam finger, the VOCFB Bama logo, the Big Owl logo, and that Saban logo. We love it. We love it very much. And of course, before we move on to our next topic, we're going to show you the YouTube membership tiers of Alabama with the Voice of College Football. For $2.99 a month, you can become a Crimson Faithful member where you'll have a loyalty badge next to your name in the comments and the live chat, custom emojis to use in the comments live chat, and you get a member shout out from each of us, like our good buddy Godfather at SEC. When you become a YouTube member of Alabama with the Voice of College Football, you'll get a shout out from us all right here. For $4.99 a month, you can become a Saban Disciple, where you can get priority replies to comments and access to a monthly hangout from yours truly, Jackson Johnson, Jeffrey Don't Talk Sports, and Travion Ware, from not only right here on Alabama with the Voice of College Football, but also on Bama Hammer, where he creates that magic. And for $9.99, you can become a Bear Bryant legend, where you can connect with on social media with each of us and give out content requests of any kind. And neither rain, nor sleet, nor snow, nor the weird weather of Alabama will put a stop to us from fulfilling your content request. All right here on Alabama with the Voice of College Football. But we've got some more positive news. You and I were watching a little bit of what Hayes Fawcett had to say on X today.
Yeah, those final rankings for the class of 2026, final evals and stuff like that came in, and it turns out that Alabama has their second consecutive 5-star quarterback. Obviously, last year everybody knows the highest rated quarterback in program history, Keelan Russell, who's looking to make his run for starting quarterback this offseason. But they also have another talented quarterback coming in as well this offseason, in Jet Tamala, Nebraska quarterback. He officially got his 5th star today, so that means Alabama officially has 2 5-stars in consecutive seasons. So want to give a big shout out to Kalen DeBoer and the staff that does the quarterback evals and stuff like that. Seems like Alabama continues to stack talent in that quarterback room, so I'm definitely excited to see what Jet Tamale could bring to the table, as well as Keelan Russell as he makes his second year on campus at Tuscaloosa. But seems like that quarterback room is getting more crowded, but it's only a good problem to have. So I'm definitely excited about this young man's future, Jet Tamala, and ready to see all these quarterbacks finally get on campus and battle it out.
Yeah, because, we know that we're going to be seeing a starter between Keelan Russell or Austin Mack. I think it's going to be Keelan. But when we get to 2027, 2028, we're definitely going to have a bigger discussion, for sure. Just kind of figuring out, is it going to be Seaborn? Is Russell still starting, or are we seeing Tamala taking it? Like, what's the plan with Tamala? I think there's going to be quite a but it's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have. Just kind of figuring out your quarterback situation, especially if Alabama does get Elijah Haven to their roster.
Yeah, I would kind of call it like a quarterback log jam kind of. Obviously, Keelan Russell has showed great patience this year, just taking what the coaching staff is giving him, and sitting behind a quarterback like Todd Simpson. I think that was a great example for the quarterbacks that they have coming in this program, because if you wait your turn and you work hard enough, you will definitely get your chance at the University of Alabama. And Ty Simpson definitely, he's probably the model citizen for that. And now he's looking to be quarterback too in the NFL draft this off season. So just because the freshman doesn't start this year doesn't mean you throw the baby out with the bathwater. The players still can grow and get their chance. So it'll be interesting to see what the plan is with Jet Tamala, also with Trent Seaborn, who is also as well looking to come in the class of, what is he, class of 2027?
Yeah.
He's class 2027, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So with Keelan Russell in the mix, and then you got another hardworking kid in Austin Mack who's also waiting his turn, and then you got Jet Tamala who just got there. He was an early enrollee, and then with Trent Seaborn coming in, and also the potential of adding Elijah Haven, who's going to be in town this weekend at Junior Day. It's a lot of moving pieces in that quarterback room, but it's also a lot of talent, and it's just a good problem to have because that just shows that Kalen DeBoer, his eliteness and be able to bring in top tier talent at the quarterback position. So, obviously it's one football, and at the end of the day, only one quarterback can take under center when the season comes. But, it's just a good problem to have. So, and Alabama has had this problem before with Mac Jones, with Bryce Young, with Jalen Milroe waiting his turn, with like I said, Todd Simpson waiting his turn, Austin Mack waiting his turn. So this is
Jake Coker waiting his turn.
Yeah, literally just going back even further than that. So, this is not the first time Alabama has had a crowded quarterback room. So, it'll just be interesting to see how they can keep this talent. Obviously, back then they didn't have to worry about the factors of NIL today and how college football has progressively changed, but still the same. A lot of talent in that room, and I'm pretty sure Kalen DeBoer has told them if they work hard enough and they stay down and they stay patient, they'll definitely get their opportunity. So I feel like Keelan Russell is demonstrating that now. It's kind of what Todd Simpson sort of went through. Austin Mack demonstrating that. So it'll definitely be interesting to see what happens this offseason between the quarterback battle. But like I said, just a good problem to have. Good pipeline of quarterbacks coming into Tuscaloosa. So, you got some you got some programs not knowing who the next quarterback going to be, literally not even having a comfortable option that they can be confident in. And Alabama has over 3 quarterbacks that they can be confident in. So, I'm just excited just to see how things pan out. But we'll see with this spring, this summer, and this fall. It'll definitely answer itself. May the best man win, though. I'm definitely ready to see the competition.
Oh, no doubt. And when Alabama got Jet Tamala, I don't even think he was a 4-star yet. At the time, he was still committed to Iowa State. Alabama was able to flip him from Iowa State, which we covered it all right here on Alabama with the Voice of College Football. And, we were glad to, just kind of get the update on Tamala. And, I'm glad that he's a part of the Crimson Tide. And, just kind of let's check out the top 10 rankings of the 2026 QBs of Rivals 300, shall we?
Yeah. And with Jet Tamala getting that 5th star today, they call it the Bama bump, obviously when Alabama gives you that big offer and stuff, that's what kids dream about and stuff like that. And that kind of changed Jet Tamala's life the way they changed Keelan Russell's life, because Keelan Russell was an SMU commit. And I'm from Dallas, so I know all about the ponies in the SMU area and stuff like that. And I seen the kid at Duncanville High School back in 2023 and 2024. So, when kids get that Bama bump, it's kind of hard to say no. But competition, that talent breeds competition. And like I said, there's a lot of talent in that quarterback room. So happy to see that Jet Tamala is one of the top 10 finalists for the top 10 quarterbacks in the nation, according to Rivals 300. He's the 3rd quarterback overall. So Alabama definitely getting the talent to the one in Mr. Tamala. So I'm definitely ready to see him work over time.
Oh, agreed. I will say the the future must be looking bright for Iowa because I'm seeing traded Bessinger as as the number 10 QB for Rivals. I'm thinking, wow, like things must be really getting good because like I noticed like the offense in Iowa looked a little better this season, looked a little better 2024. And if we're seeing that kid start in 2027, 2028, things can get really good for Iowa. And seeing like Jared Curtis at Maine, it's like, wow. I mean, that's something you don't see every day.
Yeah,
Number,
Jared Curtis being the former Georgia Bulldogs commit and stuff like that. He now with Diego Pavia officially taking his talents to the NFL and stuff like that. Jared Curtis might have a free way to start. I mean, obviously nothing's free, but he definitely should have the upper hand to start in at Vanderbilt and stuff like that. And Alabama plays Vanderbilt, so who knows? We might can see Jared Curtis down the line in this Alabama coaching staff be scheming up for him. But definitely some talented quarterbacks on this list for sure. So I'm definitely ready to see how this class pans out. Obviously, no Bama bias, but I think we got one of the best on this list. So I'm definitely ready to see what Jet Tamala brings to the table.
Oh, it's going to be amazing to see what Tamala can bring. And we're definitely going to be seeing a lot of these guys at some point in 2026. I'm just ready to see what's going to happen. I mean, obviously we'll have our starter by week 1, but will we be seeing whoever the backup's going to be? Well, I mean, Austin Mack or like the loser of the QB battle between like Russell and Mack, obviously.
Hey, you never know, man. It could be Mack. It could be Keelan Russell. I mean, I'm not even gonna play favorites because last year, honestly, I mean, I thought it was gonna be Todd Simpson. It was Todd Simpson, but people were saying that Keelan Russell was the more talented one, but like I said, that's why quarterbacks wait their turn and stuff like that. So you never want to count anyone out. Austin Mack did look pretty good against Indiana in the Rose Bowl when he did come in relief of Todd Simpson. So, but it'll be definitely interesting to see what the battle entails this offseason. Made the best quarterback win. I just want to see the best quarterback under center, whoever it is. I don't have any favorites right now. So,
oh yeah, we got a long ways to go. That's for sure. But before we get to our next topic, there's some stuff I'm getting on the list for Valentine's Day, but also for Easter. I'm hoping the Easter Bunny and the Easter Beagle bring me something. Trevion, where are you hoping the Easter Bunny and the Easter Beagle are going to bring you?
Man, I could definitely use another sweatshirt, and that's what we got here on the Voice of College Football at the Alabama channel. We have everything you need from sweatshirts to T-shirts to hats to can coolers to cups and anything you need. Any Alabama Voice of College Football merch, we'll have that on the channel as well. You definitely want to tap in, especially with it being cold and stuff like that. If you're looking just for something to drink some hot chocolate out of, things of that nature, you definitely want to tap in at the Alabama channel on the Voice of College Football. We'll definitely get you squared away for sure. It helps us make a buck, and it also helps you get some of that good merch and keep the show going and stuff like that. So we definitely appreciate you if you tap in and see what we have in store.
There you go. Tell your friends, your family, and the Cashier's Pubs about the Alabama merch store from Alabama at the Voice of College Football. All right here. Stay tuned. But for topic 3 on today's show, we've got an opening at tight end coach. Our guy, we promoted him from within to quarterbacks coach. Now we're looking for a tight ends coach. Now, one of the candidates I've got on this list is Rob Ezell, the Wake Forest offensive coordinator, tight ends coach. Now, why am I just now? He did play a part in Wake Forest having a really good year for the 2025 season. Their offense looked really good. They were looking good against SMU, and also I just keep kind of thinking about it. If he was to become the tight ends coach, that would be a nice win for the Crimson Tide because, like, if anything was to happen to Ryan Grubb, where it's like, okay, I'm taking my talents elsewhere, we could promote Ezell from within. That's the way I'm looking at it. And, just kind of also looking at Nate Byam from Stanford, the tight ends coach there. Because like there's not been a whole lot of stability at Stanford. It's not like the David Shaw era or the Jim Harbaugh era. They're in a status of unknown. Like they've got Pritchard from when he was in the NFL as a head coach now. They're hoping that it's going to create some big wins, kind of bring it back to awesomeness like they did in the 2010s. But we don't know yet. We're going to wait and see what happens. And, he's done pretty good building up some tight ends at Stanford. So there we go.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see what Alabama does at that opening at tight end, at the tight ends position with the coach, just with the talented players that they have at that position. You talk about players like the player that they just brought in the 2026 class, Max Stutter. You talk about players that's already in the program, from Marshall Pritchard to Caleb Edwards, two freshmen that we saw make contributions to the Alabama Crimson Tide offense this past season. And you talk about other players like a veteran player like Danny Lewis, trying to get the best out of him in his senior season, and just some other tight ends as well that they have coming in. So it'll definitely be interesting to see what coach they get to lead that group. I'm definitely thinking that there'll be some news on that in the forefront of February with January winding down. But with Alabama getting that new offensive line coach and Adrian Kim, I'm pretty sure he'll have some input on that as well, because the tight ends and the offensive line pretty much work side to side together. I know they get together at least once a week and meet and go over the blocking schemes and stuff like that. So it'll be definitely interesting to see who's out there on the market that fits the bill that Kellen DeBoer is looking for to lead that group. But that's why you stay tuned, because once we find out, we'll definitely bring the news to you as well. So hopefully it can be one of those names that you suggested, Jackson. If not, we'll definitely still be bringing you that news. So it's kind of a wait and see. Like I said, but there is a lot of talent. There is a lot of talent in that room. So I'm definitely ready to see who got it.
Yeah, I mean, and you got me thinking about just now with Adrian Clem, who he's connected with from his days at USC. I'm sure he knows Josh Henson because they coached together at one point. Yeah, like Henson, even though he's the offensive coordinator for Purdue and tight ends coach, I think he's gonna want something better, than being in a colder climate. Like, nothing against Purdue, but it's just we don't know what's happening over there. I don't think it's gonna be anything like how 2024 or 2023 was for Purdue, but it's a slow build. Like, Barry Odom's doing a pretty good job over there, but it's just going to take some time. And honestly, if I'm Henson, what do? Do I stay at West Lafayette or go to Tuscaloosa? That is if he's a candidate for the Crimson Tide. That's the question. If he decides, do I want to go to Bama? And we've got another one, Ben Steele, the Cardinals tight ends coach. So he's developed guys like Trey McBride into Pro Bowl All-Pro caliber. And
yeah, you definitely want to get a coach with some NFL experience. Obviously, Adrian Kim had that NFL experience along with college football experience as well. So that was kind of a good fit for Alabama to make that move. But if they can get a coach like the Arizona coach you just named, who's developed all-pro tight ends like Trey McBride. I know Trey McBride had over 100 catches this year. So and plus, he's also a talented blocker as well. And that's something that's very fundamental in Alabama's offense from the tight end position, getting those tight ends that can block and, make contact at the, move defenders at the point of contact. So they can definitely get a coach like that who teaches that. That's what I'm thinking. Kellen DeBoer is looking for coaches that are teachers, because Coach Kim was a teacher. So if they can get a teacher in that room as well, that'll definitely be a great addition to whoever they add, because they got the talent. It's just about coaching these kids up. That's all it is. Just with the offensive line room, just getting these kids coached up. So it'll definitely be interesting to see who they get to fill that void. But we'll definitely be bringing it to you when we know. And
Yeah, I mean, like if I have to choose on who I want to be the tight ends coach, I want it to be Robbie Zell. And plus, he'll definitely have a lot of fun with the players with Coach Saban impressions. So it's like I just keep kind of thinking back to that 2010 documentary that happened behind the scenes. Like I still get a laugh at it to this day still.
Yeah, if you can get him to return in Tuscaloosa, I think that'd be great. Having a player that's homegrown, that knows what it's like to be in the shoes of those players that he would potentially be coaching on his Alabama football roster, that can definitely be a great thing. So if they can definitely get him in the mix, that'd be cool. But depends on what Arizona wants to do this offseason and stuff like that. The coaches carousel in NFL never ends, just like college football. But that's what this offseason is for and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see, like I said, what direction Kellen DeBoer and company go.
Yeah, like the Cardinals, it doesn't really feel like there's a whole lot of stability over there. I jokingly call it the retirement home of the NFL. Like I mean nothing by it, but it's just, that's where you usually see players in their careers at, and you don't see the Cardinals as a contender in the NFC West or the NFC for that matter. Like that. There's not a bright future for the Cardinals. I don't see, honestly, because that's going to be a team that's the punching bag by the Rams, Seahawks, and 49ers.
Yeah,
they might get one of 8 wins against those teams, but that's it.
Yeah, but the NFL paychecks hit different, so that's why I'm just saying you never know. I don't really want to over speculate the situation. It'd just be interesting to see what they do. I'm kind of just in the sit back and chill mode, just to see what is on the mind of Kellen DeBoer and staff. But yeah.
Well, I can promise you this. If you keep seeing Wake Forest, kind of put the dent in conference title hopes for everybody in the ACC like they were for SMU this season and a few other teams and get more 9-win seasons, you're going to see Robbie Zell get talked about a little bit more. And you'll hear his name a little more if you see Wake Forest having another good season. I was impressed when I saw Wake Forest getting a 9-win season. I was impressed with the way they were keeping it close with Georgia Tech in the regular season. I mean, it was impressive. I mean, I know that it was the way they won against SMU didn't seem that impressed, but hey, they pulled off an upset over Virginia. In their case, that was pretty good. So if Wake Forest has a 9-3 season, or somehow a 10-2 season for 2026, expect to hear Robbie Zell's name called all over the place. You'll see his name in articles. You'll see his name on news sites everywhere as coordinators to watch. That I can predict. Because I just do not, I just don't see Wake Forest laying down. They're just not going to do that, honestly. But, you and I were watching a little bit of an NFL draft mock video today. And it was from Mel Kiper talking about Ty Simpson being at 16th by the Jets.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. Obviously, not a lot of stability in that Jets organization. So, a lot of Alabama fans kind of turn their nose up at the idea of Todd Simpson going to the Jets. But, the NFL is a blessing. It's an opportunity, but still the same. They have Coach Glenn, who's in there and stuff like that. So Ty Simpson could end up at a spot like the Jets. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be too bad. I would like to see him end up with a contender where there's no pressure for him to start. But also in that video, they were also talking about some of the deficiencies he had to deal with at Alabama, dealing with that offensive line, dealing with the lack of run game he had, dealing with the fact that some of the receiver play wasn't up to par with what we thought it was in years past. So it'll be definitely interesting to see where Ty Simpson lands. I definitely believe all of those factors played a part in some of the inconsistencies that we saw down the stretch from Simpson. But he's definitely seems like he's going to be quarterback 2 in this draft. So I'm definitely excited about that. Definitely excited to see how he tests next month at the NFL Combine and stuff like that. But yeah, that's probably the highest I've seen Ty Simpson be mocked to number 16 to the Jets and stuff like that after the season. But also in that mock, like I said, Mel Kiper kind of hinted at some of the troubles that Ty Simpson had to deal with. And, of course, some of those troubles in that receiver room with some inconsistent drops that we're talking about, Ryan Williams and stuff like that, and how he was inconsistent this year. And I kind of took a piece from that and crafted into an article today. Mel Kiper basically was just talking about how Ryan Williams wasn't the player that many NFL executives thought that he could be. And I mean, I definitely think the book is not written on Ryan Williams. He will definitely have to have a big year in 2026, a big junior season, more consistency catching the ball, playing different positions, whether that's a slot, X, Y, Z, whatever that is. But Mel Kiper definitely said something that caught my attention. Like they said, they were saying that Ryan Williams wasn't the player they thought he was. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, because I've seen Ryan Williams up close and personal, so I know that he has it. It's just about getting it out of him. So today, with my article, I wrote about what Ryan Williams needs to prove in the year of 2026, and it's just pretty much like I said, just being more consistent, showing that he's more than just a quick twitch receiver, showing that he can run the full route tree, showing that he can catch every ball, showing that he can kind of elevate this Crimson Tide offense, because they're definitely going to need it. Only returning 1 or 2 starters on the offensive side of the ball, him being one of those starters, and Michael Carroll being another one of those starters on that offensive line. So it's going to be a completely new offense, but with a completely new quarterback. Kalen DeBoer having his third quarterback in his third season. My bad. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, Kellen DeBoer having his third quarterback in his third season. But the return of Ryan Williams, if he can be resurgent this year, that can definitely help boost this Crimson Tide offense to another level. So I'm hoping that Ryan Williams heard some of that noise that Mel Kiper was talking, and I'm definitely hoping that he puts his head down at work. Obviously, he's a hard-working kid, but he's got to put it all together this year. It's got to be a big year for him for sure, because before that, they were saying that he was a can't-miss talent. I mean, and I thought so too. With the electricity he showed as a 17-year-old freshman, obviously he had hit that kind of sophomore slump. But the only way he can go now is up. So I'm definitely excited about Ryan Williams this year. I'm definitely betting the bank on Ryan Williams that he has a resurgent 2026, and I'm ready to see it.
Yeah, I believe he can have a nice rebound 2026, especially with the start that Alabama's going to have in September and on October 3rd. Because Alabama's going to be having East Carolina, Kentucky, Florida State, South Carolina, and Mississippi State. So we're definitely going to see whether we see a bounce back year from Ryan Williams.
Yeah, because you talk about a kid that had 48 catches, that led the Crimson Tide in yards as a freshman with over 860 yards and 8 touchdowns. This past year, he had 48 catches, and that's really wasn't the drop-off. It wasn't – I mean, yes, he had a lot of drops, but the drop-off was really in yards, literally. He had a fraction of the yards he had last year. He only had not in a fraction. He had 200 less yards, but obviously he could have had more if he just caught the football. So that's definitely something I'm looking to see Ryan Williams do this year, being a junior. Because if he wants to make the NFL next year, obviously he can make the NFL just with his talent. But if he wants to be, it's highly regarded as some of the other receivers in this class. When you talk about Jeremiah Smith, and you talk about some of the other receivers, big name receivers in that class, Ryan Williams could definitely be one of those guys. But he has to put it together this year. So I'm definitely betting the bank on Ryan Williams this year for sure. So I'm excited to see what the kid does. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of two back in that end zone this year for sure, regardless of what quarterback it is. I think he's going to step up and be that dominant number one that Alabama needs. Obviously, last year, Jeremy Bernard was their most reliable receiver, and then Isaiah Horton, and then you got La'Sir Brooks, who came on late and stuff like that. But I definitely think now, with the stardom and stuff that Ryan Williams had to adjust to from year one to year two, some of that might have got to his head, who knows? But I definitely think now he's able to adjust, and I definitely think he's gonna come in a humble, hardworking kid, and I definitely think he's gonna make that magic in 2026. So I'm excited.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun seeing what he can bring, and I think we could see, and I still believe the Rams will draft Ty Simpson for 2026. Just kind of have him in that Jordan Love role or Patrick Mahomes role, or that Jalen Hurts role where he just sits for a year or two and then takes over when the time is right. I could see that being the realistic plan for the Rams, because I'm not seeing Stafford return after 2026. Because, if there's this talk about whether he's going to return for 2026, I don't think he's returned for 2027.
Oh, yeah. Stafford is definitely on the latter end of his career. Obviously, the Los Angeles Rams with Sean McVay and all the weapons that they have, like Puka Nacua, and Kyron Williams and Blake Corum, and that just the play designs and offensive geniuses they have, that would definitely be a great spot for him. But it's really going to depend on quarterback need, because you got a lot of needy teams in this NFL. So you can't be mad if a team like the New York Jets, sees a way to get him earlier, because obviously the Rams were just in the NFC Championship game, so they're going to be picking at the latter end of the first round, whether that's pick 29 or something like that. So obviously we know from Fernando Mendoza is the consensus number one, but Ty Simpson is the number two quarterback in this draft. So
there is another reason why I brought up the Rams, because Rams have another draft pick, that 13th draft pick, but that's from the Falcons.
Oh, okay. I got to look at the draft board a little bit more. That could definitely be a spot for Ty Simpson at that 13th pick. Obviously, when fans see a quarterback taken with the 13th pick, they want to play him immediately and stuff like that. But the Rams have the luxury of hopefully they can get Matthew Stafford back. If not, obviously they got some other quarterbacks in there. I don't want to say they got like a Stetson Bennett. Obviously, people be like, Stetson Bennett, the Georgia quarterback, but still the same. He has shown flashes as well, being in that system the past 2.5 years. So it wouldn't be much pressure for Ty Simpson to start. But I definitely think Matthew Stafford gonna come back and give it one more run, because he was just at the top of his game, being an MVP in this league more than likely. So it'll be interesting to see where Ty Simpson lands. I'm just hoping that it's a place with stability and stuff like that, with weapons, with no pressure to start. Kind of get him on the Jalen Milroe plan. Literally, we see Jalen Milroe right now being the third quarterback on that Seattle Seahawks roster, and now he's in the Super Bowl. There's no pressure on him to step up on February 8th in the Super Bowl. So it's just everything is a learning experience. And with Ty Simpson having 15 starts under his belt, obviously he's raw. I think he got everything upstairs from a mental standpoint, but it's just the experience. It's not much you can't coach. You can't coach experience. You kind of just gotta sit back and learn and let things happen. So But I'm just hoping that he gets to an organization that's not a lot of pressure on him to come out and start. But yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see how Ty Simpson tests when they go to Indianapolis next month for the NFL Combine and stuff like that. Is the NFL Combine February or March? I think it's. I'm not 100%.
Yeah, the
It's at
NFL.
the end of February.
Yeah, it's at the tail end of February.
Yeah, at the tail end of February. So obviously he was supposed to be in some of these senior balls and stuff like that, but he resting up and stuff like that because obviously he left the Rose Bowl with the fractured rib, getting hit by D'Angelo Pons, Indiana cornerback, and that knocked him out the game. And then had some underlying injuries that a lot of people don't know about, like some elbow bursitis and some lower body injuries. But once he get those medicals cleaned and he gets in front of those NFL GMs and is able to meet and actually sit down and dissect film, I think Ty Simpson is definitely going to blow some teams away. So I'm definitely excited to see that young man journey in where he ends up at the end of this NFL draft process.
Oh yeah, it'll be interesting to see for sure, especially when we get to the draft combine from February 23rd to March 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to dedicate this show to a man who has witnessed a lot of Alabama football in his lifetime. Today was the passing of Eddie Conyers, who embodied the spirit of Alabama football, and his impact goes far beyond the game. And when we saw this news, it was just good grief.
Yeah, it was definitely hard to take in. The Alabama football said, he was more than just a referee. Literally, he was a fixture in the community. He was somebody that always kept the good vibes going. Somebody that the players could lean on and trust and stuff like that. And like I said, he was just a fixture of the Tuscaloosa community. So I'm definitely saddened to see the loss of him. Obviously, with Coach Bryant, the 43rd passing of him yesterday, Coach Bryant bringing him on as the ref back all the way back when Coach Bryant was with Alabama. Seeing Mr. Conyers pass away at the age of 97, that was definitely heartbreaking to see. But I'm pretty sure him and Coach Bryant now are up in heaven having a laugh and just being able to, reconverse and stuff like that. So definitely want to give my condolences out to the Conyers family as they suffered this tough loss today. And definitely hoping that Alabama can do something to honor him this offseason. I'm pretty sure that they have something in the works for this offseason and football season. So definitely want to pay our respects here from at the Alabama channel on the Voice of College Football. I definitely want to pay our respects to the legend, because that's truly what he was in this Alabama football community. So definitely want to pay our respects to him.
Moment of silence for Eddie Conyers. Yep. Oh man, it is just but on the bright side, he's in heaven. Getting to hang out with the legends, and he's probably getting to talk with Pat Trammell, I bet.
Oh, yeah, man. That's why you definitely want to just think about the good times, man. Anytime something like that happens, you definitely don't want to dwell on it too bad, because for how we feel, I know his family feels even worse, losing a fixture like that in their family. So definitely want to dwell on the good times and everything he did for Alabama football. And like I said, I know Alabama football will definitely do something to honor him in the light, to remember him and celebrate him in his legacy. So definitely want to give a big shout out to the Conyers family. We're with you. We're thinking about you, and we definitely appreciate everything we were able to share with you from Mr. Connors.
Agreed. And we've got a friend of the Voice of College Football Network, and certainly a friend of Alabama, the Voice of College Football, Tim Prangley. Said, "What's up, Jats and Roll Tide? Roll Tide and Fight On." Y'all check him out on the Conquest College Show with Ryan and friends on the LAFB Network channel, especially on the USC LAFB channel, where Tim Prangley and friends take your calls on the USC Trojans. I can tell you right now, Trev, if I'm looking for USC content, Tim Prangley is one of my guys, and so is Matt Zimick, Ethan Inman, Ryan Druid, and all those guys at USC at the voice of college football, USC LAFB. I'm telling you, man, it's like Tim is one of the go-tos, especially for USC recruiting. But if I need an update on USC, he's one of my guys. He is a guy you should definitely go to on USC football and athletics. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. I've already heard about some of those names and seen all the great content that they produce. So I'm definitely not averse to looking at some of that and tapping in and see what they got going on.
I will say though, if Alabama does play USC at a bowl game, I'll be making sure to plan a big party for. I'll make sure everybody's planning something. We'll be partying. Man, it'll be fun. I'm always gonna plan something. It's all like we're always gonna have a great time. It's only 200. I'm gonna make sure I've got the days correct because I think it's 221 days. I thought it was 221 days till week 1. Here we go. And we got one more to go. We've got one more headline all right here on Alabama at the Voice of College Football. And we're going to show you how many 5-star recruits the Alabama Crimson Tide has signed for the 2026 class. Here we go.
Yeah, definitely excited to see the future of this program. Kalen DeBoer bringing in some more talent and stuff like that. Officially having one of the top classes in the class of 2026 with five-star signings. Those 5-star signings being linebacker, 5-star linebacker Xavier Griffin, the number 13 linebacker in the nation. The number 13 linebacker in the nation, and then Xavier Correll, the number 14 player in the nation, the number 2 running back in the nation. Then you got 5-star cornerback Jordan Edmonds, the number 17 player in the nation, the number 1 cornerback in the nation. And then followed by that, you got safety Jeriah Edwards, the number 2 player, the number 22 player in the nation, the number 2 safety overall in the nation. Then, as we said earlier, Jet Tamala, the number 24 player in the nation, and number 3 quarterback in the class of 2026. So Alabama finished 3rd overall in the class of 2026. So Kalen DeBoer once again bringing in top tier talent. I remember when Kalen DeBoer first got here, everybody was questioning could Kalen DeBoer's recruiting style work at Alabama, and he continues to prove that he can bring talent down here to the South, being a West Coast guy and stuff like that. So I'm definitely excited to see this young pool of talent officially make their way down to Tuscaloosa as the future of this Alabama football program continues to roll. Looking like this team is going to be young. I was breaking down some of the roster earlier. It looks like they're going to have 7 seniors on the team. That's kind of crazy for me to think about. So kind of embracing the youth movement with this Alabama football team in Kalen DeBoer's 3rd year. A lot of talent, a lot of unestablished talent, but talent nonetheless. These young men are talented, so I'm definitely ready to see what each player brings to the table. I'm already seeing Xavier Correll and Xavier Griffin potentially hitting the field early. Those are 2 players I'm definitely excited about. Another player like Jordan Edmonds, I'm excited about him too. Potentially, just with his size, he's one of the bigger cornerbacks, being 6'3". He could potentially definitely add to that Alabama safety room, Alabama cornerback, secondary and safety room as a true freshman and stuff like that. So I'm definitely excited about the young talent that Kalen DeBoer has been able to bring to T-Town for his 3rd season, and ready to see all these young men go to work.
Yeah, I mean it was pretty awesome seeing how many of these guys are 5 stars, and
Yeah.
I'm glad to see what the 2026 class is going to bring for the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, we definitely looking at some future stars here. like I said, the player I'm most probably excited about out this bunch is Xavier Carrell, just with Alabama having still the running back position still being up for grabs. Yes, they return players like Ecklendier, Daniel Hill, I forgot Kevin Riley, and some other running.
Xavier Crowell.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was definitely excited about Xavier Carrell, just being able to fit in that running back stable and stuff like that. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how each player fares in their first year, how many players redshirt, how many players actually are viable contenders. But definitely excited to see Alabama continue to reel in this talent.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun seeing what the talent just keeps on coming in Tuscaloosa. It's gonna be exciting to see what all these guys bring. And out of these 5 guys that we saw, who are you looking forward to the most?
Yeah, I just said it. Xavier Carrell. Xavier Carrell. That's probably the one I'm most excited about. Just the violence he runs with. He was the top running back in the state of Alabama for a reason. He had over 2,000 yards. He had over 30 touchdowns. He showed his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield and stuff like that. So I'm definitely excited about what Mr. Carrell can bring to the table. And I'm also excited about Xavier Griffin. I've been seeing some comparisons that he can be similar to how Jahai Campbell was from just a speed standpoint. They have kind of the same similar build at 6'1", and of course he got to get some weight up and stuff like that. But I'm definitely just excited. Literally, he's one of the top 10 linebackers in his class. Literally, he was the number 3 linebacker overall for a reason. And Alabama was able to snag him pretty early in his recruitment, and he stayed loyal to the Crimson Tide. So I'm definitely excited to see what Kane Warmack can do, getting him under his controls with Kane Warmack implementing his 3rd year of the defense. And, Alabama can definitely use a player like that. And I definitely think him and Carrell are impact players. Carrell was the number 2 running back overall in his class, just like Xavier Griffin was the number 3 linebacker. So I'm definitely excited. They got top players at every position, literally. And you see Alabama, the most signees, the most Rivals 300 signees, they're right there in 3rd place with 14 signees, 14 300 rival signees. So they got quality, they got quantity, and it's just overall a good class with great talent. So I'm definitely excited for the future of this program and what Kalen DeBoer does, putting these players in the best position to be successful.
Oh man, just seeing all these signings, like it's gonna be really exciting to see, what all of these guys bring for the future. Like, man, tied at 14 with Texas A&M, Oregon, and Texas. That's incredible right there.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, it was just funny because a lot of people making jokes about Kellen DeBoer and him not being able to recruit in the South, and he shut that up for a 2nd consecutive year, having one of the top classes in 2025, being headlined by players like Dejon Lee and Keelan Russell, and he hasn't missed a beat in his 3rd year. So this is his 3rd class. The man continues to produce top-tier talent in Alabama. So I'm definitely excited to see some of this talent materialize on the football field. So, but this is definitely a great start once again, getting top talent on Rivals 300 list. These are literally players that everybody in the country wanted, and Alabama was able to convince them to come down here. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens. And, it's going to be a great future seeing what happens for 2026 and beyond. I'm already getting excited just thinking about it. Well, Travion, what match are you cooking up at Bama Hammer?
Obviously it's the off season, so I'm just picking at my idea board, trying to see some stuff like that. It's kind of a slow time right now for writers and stuff, but I'm always thinking about content. Just got to really just sit back and think. I'm pretty sure I'll have something out tomorrow. Had 2 articles out today. If you want to check me out on Bama Hammer, you can tap in on my X at TWord1K. I definitely put my time and my passion into these articles. So definitely want to tap in and see what I'm cooking up at the Bama Hammer. That's the website covers all Alabama athletics. Might have to dip into some basketball this off season, just to keep myself versatile and sharp. So, but I'm always writing. I'm always thinking about storylines, stuff people aren't thinking about. So you definitely want to, if you want to tap in and see what I got, definitely got some stuff coming in the works at Bama Hammer. You can check me out. Check me out on X at TWord1K, and I definitely appreciate it.
Now you got to tell your friends, your family, and the cashiers of pubs about the magic that Trevion brings, all right here on Alabama with the Voice of College Football and at Bama Hammer at Fansided. And of course, you can check me out on Jackson Johnson 979, where I've got some upcoming Jacksonian episodes. But you can also check me out on SEC at the Voice of College Football, including tomorrow night with Tucker Harlan and Andrew Miller at 7 p.m. Central Time. And for more updates, what I've got going on, check me out on JatsVOCFB on /Twitter and on Instagram and Threads, JatsonJohns543908. And with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell so you never miss another video or an episode whatsoever. We will see you with Jeffrey and myself on the Alabama call-in shows. We take your calls Thursday at 9 p.m. Central Time, but we could see you before then, as there's always some breaking news all right here. And that's why you click that notification bell on the subscription button so you never miss another video. And with that, roll!